Anybody who's gone to business school understands that, and if you don't understand,
you want to know freedom is a fuck you in the
post-secondary education.
Back to your fucking
Don't go through the American school system. This is extremely basic.
Go back to your fucking communist country, okay?
The fact that you think this is like
it's time for you to get another COVID
profound
vaccine.
information.
We know that you're here to troll and add no value to any room.
I mean, I'm literally saying what Jules is saying, so I guess Jules is here to troll too then.
I'm not a communist. If you are,
He is, that's the problem. He lives in like the People's Republic of Canada and he tries to criticize American politics. And then he's very fucking stupid.
Sure.
He said that like he hopes Canada's gonna sell all their stock in the US market and then they're gonna send our stock market tanking. Which is, and if he had any brains, it's illegal to do. So yeah.
It's illegal.
Remember,
under what? International trade law? The thing that Trump shits on all day long?
You can't. If you own stock in, like, if you're heavily invested in a country, you can't just sell it off. Just like Warren Buffett can't sell off all stock in Berkshire Hathaway.
But you said it's illegal. You mean they shouldn't?
Yeah.
Illegal, but which law?
It's illegal.
Warren Buffett, yeah. Okay, let me fact check. I don't believe that that's illegal.
Yes, it is. Go read it in their fucking 10K. If you don't know anything about SEC reporting and Securities and Exchange, which you don't, because I've worked in that area, you can't just sell off all your stock. Bezos can't sell off all his stock in Amazon. You know what that would do to the stock price?
Well, wait,
there's laws.
Those laws apply to Canadian government-owned U.S. bonds?
Yes.
No, it doesn't. No, we're in Canada.
I said, so
I don't care about your stock laws. These aren't bonds. They're not even stocks.
Take over your country.
You don't even know what you're talking about. You don't know the difference between bond and stock. We're talking about stocks. Nobody ever mentioned stocks. Exactly. Yeah, but we're not talking about stocks in this case. It's not stocks. It's bonds.
But I was talking about stock.
Okay, but Canada doesn't own American stocks. The threat is not
they're heavily invested.
Okay, but you don't even understand the threat then. The threat is not that Canada is going to sell off American stocks. It's that the Canadian government and the Japanese government are going to sell off American bonds. That's not illegal, Nick. And it's not illegal to sell off American stocks if you're not American. I don't know where you're getting this information.
Yes, it is because they have mutual funds with them. And how the funds work. Okay, we'll ask Charles, the communist.
Hey folks, can I chime in on the healthcare system? Can you hear me?
Eric, speak up a little bit. You're kind of low.
Sure. Can I chime in my 2 cents on the healthcare system?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you. I just graduated from a master's in public health, and I would love to hear you critique my take on the healthcare system. And this is not specific to U.S., it's mostly Western medicine. And how I see it, that the root cause of the problem of healthcare being really expensive goes back to the number of medical students that get to become a doctor, right? It's almost like an oligopoly, right? There is a limit to the number of medical students who can come in, and then that creates a bottleneck, and then they can charge more and more. But let's say if the government had a plan to increase that size, I'm sure you're all aware of the shortages of doctors and nurses we have. If the government had a plan to, let's say, double or maybe increase the number of medical students who can get in, then do a residency, right, by even 50%, then in 10 years from now, you have many doctors, the number of patients that they see in cities will go down, then they are going to be more willing to move to the remote areas of the country. So the rural health would improve, right? And then the other solution that can also be incorporated is the use of AI to increase the productivity of doctors. Then believe how much time they spend on documentation, right? If the documentation and the manual tasks are given to AI, doctor can spend more time with their patient and also see more fields. So I'm just curious to get your feedback and see if I'm right or if there's anything I'm missing here.
Yeah, Arya, what you said, it actually is not true. Did you say you just graduated from MPH?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's interesting because I know that they, like one of the assignments they give people to do in the classes is to see if it's work. But it's a very complex scenario. I don't know if you're in US or not. It's a very complex scenario in US.